Howdy crew, I have an update about the calls to Chase today. Let's get to it. The update for the calls to Chase, you could say they were almost not worth it, and I'll kind of explain why. So I called about the rewards points that I was getting for starting a business account with them because you need to spend $6,000 within the first 3 months to get $900 rewards back. Well, as you all know from all the updates, gone well past that for spending for different things for the welding rig. And I was wondering when the rewards would kick in. And I was having a hard time understanding the people on the other end of the line, customer service folks, because their accent, just for me, it was hard to hear. I've hard hearing in the first place. So that wasn't easy. And they weren't understanding what I was trying to ask about the rewards points. And then I wouldn't understand some of their answers because they're answering things that didn't sound like it was pertaining to the question. So I went to some supervisors, and then all of a sudden, apparently they couldn't hear me. And they were saying hello, hello, and I was saying the same thing. They couldn't hear me. And after a long time, they dropped the call. So had to go through the whole thing again and was asking that. Finally got that answered and found out it was a wrong answer, what they gave me. And then was double checking about once I pay the amount due for the credit card, because they only allow $10,000 credit limit for the corporation so far, that once I pay that, will the credit refresh? And they said no. And I was double checking because I'd already done that. I want to make sure that I wasn't overdoing the credit and everything for the credit card for the corporation and the company and all that good stuff. And they said no, couldn't do that, but it already done it once for the card. So I was very confused, trying to get answers straight, and put on hold, transfer to the next person, put on hold, transfer to the next person. And eventually the call dropped again. The phone got very fuzzy, and then they couldn't hear me. I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. And so several hours worth of all this going on. And then I look at the Chase mobile app for the business account for the corporation, and it went through. So it was several hours that if I just waited for the payments to go through from several days ago, then I wouldn't have had to have gone through all this. And the reason I put this on here is because things like this are going to happen. I've mentioned some of this before, but there's been other things that have happened like this. And I think it's very fair and honest to put this out here that if you're starting a welding rig or any company, things like this are going to happen. It's not just step 1 through 10 and you just go through all the steps and everything's nice and easy. There are steps that are harder. There are steps that are just seemingly impossible at first, but then you get around it one way or another. And then things like this happen to where it just takes all this time and it's kind of for nothing. And that was pretty much the phone calls with Chase customer support today. Not saying anything bad against them. They weren't answering the questions properly, found out they were wrong. And so now charging more stuff to the card is applicable and completely fine. Credit is refreshed. It did go through right after the calls like it had before, but I just want to double check with them because I want to make sure that I wasn't overdoing the account and it was saying something that wasn't right on the app. So again, I want to put out here that there are things that I put all this effort into and then it's not necessary. And so that was kind of what went on for several hours, and just want to put that out there because I think it's just very candid and honest to put out there that I go through this stuff. If you're going to go through it for a corporation or a company, whether it be an LLC or a sole proprietorship, what have you, that if you go through that, it's not just you. I've had this happen multiple times, and I think it's fair to put this in the update that things like this happen. So hope you all enjoy it. I'll be going very soon for the appointment with the attorneys. And actually, no, sorry. Appointment for the attorneys are later. I forgot that's a later appointment in the evening. So I will be updating that later. Next is the call to Ford. So I will keep you all updated on the call to Ford. And then I'll keep you all updated on the phone call with the attorneys. So it's just keeping everything in line, keep everything going, chugging along. So hope you all enjoy it, and I'll see y'all in a little bit.